that I was going to put that car in, but that huge garage is full of my kids' stuff.
I know that
So
feeling.
The car sat outside, and I couldn't believe it deteriorated as much as it did from just sitting outside.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of electronics just froze up. You couldn't pull the lights out anymore, and
Oh yeah.
a lot of the buttons wouldn't work. It was really quick, and considering it's it was pretty dry, it just rained, not salty.
Tell me what was the effect of the chassis? Was it pretty well rusted?
Chassis is very solid because
good.
it was factory undercoated really well in its day. They put some real heavy-duty factory undercoating on it, so the underbody is super solid.
That's good.
All the tires were ruined. We had to put all new tires
yeah.
on.
But the spare was never out.
No, the spare is, I think the original spare is still in the trunk, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, exactly. How many hours would you estimate you have invested in?
Hours I don't know exactly. Dollars I do, but hours I
My neighbor, Lee, Lee, bought this car new from the Ford dealer, Lloyd Ford dealer in Rockford.
And Rockford's how far from here?
Rockford is about 8 miles.
8 miles.
She kept it in this garage. It's right up the way here. Okay. The garage just down the alley. She can put it in there. Okay. And I bought it from her after she was not able to drive. I bought it from her, and it was probably, I'm saying, 5 or 6 years old. She had hit the right front fender. That's why it was painted like that, and the hood, putting it away in that garage.
Yeah, that's always the way, right at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, therefore, the right front fender and the hood, were in terrible condition.
Yeah, the paint wasn't put on as well.
No.
No.
Well, back in those days, the body shops didn't do the quality of work that we get done today. So anyhow,
And they didn't charge that much either.
That's right. Anyhow, that's the history. So I got the car from her.
It didn't travel very far from home, did it?
No, it didn't. So it's been from Rockford to her house to me. So I gotta get my camera up here.
Sure, go right ahead, please. Which you can't buy a new car for.
But what's the market value of that car today?
Being a four-door, that kills it a little bit. Being a four-door kills it a little bit. Being just a 170 and being a 3-speed on the column, I'd say if I wanted to sell it and wait and not be in a hurry, I could get about 55 to 6 for it.
That's all.
Yeah, they don't go very much. Falcons don't go very much.
Okay, now you converted it from a standard, which had the rubber mold around the back. This wasn't chrome. You put that on, right?
No, that was on there. We cleaned it up. This wasn't on here. We put this on.
Well, I thought this had rubber around.
It had a rubber piece. It had a piece missing, but we had found the missing piece and put the new piece on the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah.
But my point that I'm trying to make is, this was a standard and not a deluxe model.
Right. It's still a manual tranny.
Okay. Okay.
It's still 3-speed on the column, which is kind of. Yeah, I could leave the key in this and nobody could steal it. Nobody could figure it out. Nobody knows how to drive them anymore.
Oh, I see.
You could leave the key in on the street, nobody would steal it. They can't figure it out. It would turn the key and it would jump, and that's all it would do. We took this though. I chromed that one, yeah, and I moved it to the trunk because Falcons, when you fill them up in the outside, they barf and they like to ruin. And I don't want to ruin the new paint, so we moved the filler to the trunk.
Oh,
so now it fills
idea.
in the trunk, but I didn't want to leave a gaping hole, so I just made it look like it still works.
How about that?
Plus, nobody steals your gas either that way.
And all new tires.
Oh, all new tires.
Oh,
Still 13-inch. The original's under the cover here. The original spare is right, still under this cover.
Never been on.
No. One rim was so bad when we got it that it was actually rusted right through the rim. It wouldn't hold air, so we went to get new tires, and the guy said, I can't put new tires on this.
Yeah.
So luckily I found two 13-inch Ford rims in Pennsylvania, and the guy shipped them to me. He wanted to sell me the tires too. I said, nah, it costs too much. Just send me the rims. He said, okay. And he was super nice. So I have a spare rim now at home too, in case I need it.
And those are original hubcaps?
Yes, but they have trim rings on them. Put a chrome trim rings on them, which are really plastic, but they look chrome.
Okay, but those hubcaps are original.
Those are the original hubcaps, yep. Those are the originals.
You do your own painting?
No, we took it to Mako, and he only charged us, I think it was $600 to paint it.
Oh my gosh.
And he did such a nice job. He does a nice job. Mako and Fort Wayne.
$1,000.
Mako and Fort Wayne does good work.
Okay.
They're nice. They take pride in their work, which is, they don't like people, you know, you can pick it apart, you can find this and that, but you know what, if you want to pay $5,000 for a paint job, go right ahead.
Yep.
But for a daily driver, this paint job's fine for me. And we put a radio in it because I put a radio in the glove box and a power outlet so we can hook up modern stuff.
Okay.
So the radio's still pretty hidden. It's still got the radio delete, like you know, it never had a radio.
Yeah.
Bought a dash cap for the dash because it was pretty ruined.
Yeah, I got
Because you could buy those for just $100 and cover your dash, save your dash.
How about the seats? Are they original?
Yeah, the seats are still original.
Yeah, they were not.
Yeah, the seats are still original.
Oh, so you cleaned those or something special?
Cleaned them and covered them with plastic to keep them going. No, if you sell it, you don't make back what you make, you know. But part of it's the fun of doing it.
Oh,
my son likes doing it. I think my son talked to you on the phone.
Oh yeah.
And he likes doing it, and we all like. It's fun, and you know it's better than going out drinking and doing crazy stuff.
That's right. That's me. That's me, Rosser.
Hi.
I bought many years ago. It sit outdoors and rusted up.
Yeah, I remember it sitting back here. Yeah.
And I got an order to move it. Start paying $400 a day penalty.
$400 a day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I thought it was $100.
So I had some people come in and move it, and then somehow the developers contacted you.
Well, what happened was I was coming home from a car show in Springfield, Ohio, and I like to drive the back roads. So I took the back roads, and here I see this car sitting on a trailer, and all I saw was the taillights. And my wife goes, "What are you doing?" Because I stopped the car real quick and spinned it around, and because the rental car says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I think I spotted a Falcon." And by the time I got their dog to leave me alone, I got out of the car, and I made a deal with the guy. He said, "What are you doing with it?" He said, "Well, I'm taking it to the scrappers tomorrow. Because we're going to scrap it because it's a 4-door and my son's wanted a 2-door to fix up." And I said, "Well," I said, "I'll give you $600 for it." And he says, "Sold." And I said, "But it'll take me a while to come get it." So he said, "No, where do you live?" I said, "I live in Fort Wayne." "Well, it's already on a trailer. Why should you come and get it? We'll drop it off for you." They were super nice. So, you know, and that's how the car made it home.
That's a nice family.
It is a very nice family. They're nice people.
Comment,
Good people.
the other comment, that's not the original color.
No?
The original color was a little bit darker brown.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you remember it, Dave?
Well, I remember seeing all three of them, and I seen him drive it years ago.
Yeah, well, I drove it many times.
Right.
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, and I remember, well, then you had a park behind that garage.